So we did not get the news that we wanted. Admit me and I suppose give me an MRI and start steroids.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell.
Good morning friends, I hope that's okay. It's gone 9:09 in the morning, and if you wonder why I look a little bedraggled, it's because the sky opened up on the way to work, so my shoes are wet. And my hair is a little bit damp. Today is my ophthalmologia day. Today is my eye specialist appointment. I have to go back every so often to check on my eyes. I've had multiple cases of optic neuritis, and it has left my vision field quite reduced, and I've experienced episodes of like double vision and cloudy vision, and I have a lot of floaties, and like I have things going on with my vision, so we need to keep track of that. And not too long ago, I want to say it's about 3 months now, it was a week before my last infusion, I had an episode where I got completely blind in my left eye for about 2 hours, which was really scary. And I want to talk to them about that. So I have the appointment to go and do the eye test first, and then I have an appointment with the NEURO eye specialist I suppose to get the results. And I was supposed to record a little bit today, but I forgot to charge the battery of my camera, so you're currently I'm currently filming on my phone, so I do apologize if the quality is a tiny bit less good in this segment, but I still want to capture it. I had to put you on with a ring light and everything because it's so dark outside, so it feels kind of like a production. But anywho, I also wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. So last night my video went live, the vlog from Sweden, and you guys are just so sweet. I had about an 18 long break from uploading to my channel because it's been really rough and I haven't been feeling very well, and I have been recording and wanting to share, but sometimes it's like that. I just have to prioritize. I prefer that it takes a little bit longer and then you get a better quality video than just posting to keep up with the algorithm, and I'm not happy with the content basically. But a quick health update since my return. The day before yesterday I spent about 5 hours in the emergency room. I'm having a lot of new pains and symptoms in my arms, and I was at work one day last week when I felt my entire forearm going numb after I had like cramp in my wrist and my hand curled up, and that was quite scary, and it lasted throughout the afternoon, and then it got a tiny bit better, but I still had a feeling of cramp in my wrist, and I was having some shooting pains up and down my forearm, and then I had the sensation of numbness on one side of it. And then a few days later, so this week, it got to the point where the pain was so severe I had to stop writing. So I'm sitting at the desk, I'm sometimes writing manually like with a pen, and then sometimes I'm on the computer writing, and I noticed that I could not finish writing my email. It was too painful and my arm completely shut down, stopped working. It was basically just hanging on one side of my body, and it really freaked me out, and we decided to go to the emergency room, and they kept me there for about 5 hours running tests, a bunch of tests to make sure that I wasn't having a new attack, and I'm not very happy with the care that I received. I feel like they perhaps were not so familiar with what I'm dealing with. I felt like the doctor I met, she was very friendly and she was very caring and all of that, but she brushed it off even before doing tests, and then I had to advocate for myself and really insist on her going in and doing further testing to make sure that I wasn't having a new attack. And in the end, when she realized how severe my case actually is, then she went ahead and ordered all of the tests. So I had blood test, urine test, I had a TAC scan of my brain, nothing on my spine, nothing on my neck, and that really upsets me, because I know that my symptoms of my arms most likely come from the neck or spine, using my logic, and I'm not a doctor, but I've been through this enough times to know that, okay, even though, you know, it's good and all that you're checking my brain, if that comes back clear, then, I mean, that's wonderful, but it still could be activity going on in my neck or my spine. And I do have my biggest lesion in my neck, so that was quite worrying. Blood test and urine test came back clear of any infection, so she said, we can rule out the possibility of an attack because you don't have sign of infection. So correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, an infection would absolutely help to make like an influx of already existing symptoms. If you have an infection, your body, you know, it's like your already existing symptoms flare and get worse during that time. And then when the infection goes away, perhaps your symptoms gets less again. But if you're having a new attack, doesn't mean that you need to have an infection in your body. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've learned so far. So I was not very happy with that, but my fiance, bless him, he's not as well informed as I am, and he's just happy. If somebody says, oh, but everything looks great, he will take that as, okay, everything is great. But I know my body, and I know that I wasn't able to use my arm, and to me that's not great. So anyway, she did do a normal x-ray of my neck and my back, and she said, because I have scoliosis, she said that my neck is very bad at the moment, like it's really, really stiff. She says your neck is completely straight, almost overextended the wrong way, which makes the space between your discs where the nerves are and everything so much more like tight. And she says that if you have a pinched nerve, or like a pinched nerve, I think it's called, then similar symptoms to what you're experiencing can happen. And I gave her that, like I agree with her, obviously she's right in that point. So if you take into consideration my already existing lesions there, the fact that I have scoliosis and my neck is really bad, then sure. But I'm not 100%, happy with what happened. So plan of action now is that I need to make an appointment with my general practitioner, and she needs to refer me to my neurologist, and he needs to order an MRI if he thinks I should have one. So that's that. So basically the trip to the ER wasn't very fruitful. She did end up giving me some medication, and she asked how tolerant I am for pain medication. I said not very. So she ended up just prescribing me normal paracetamol and a muscle relaxant that I have to take before bed. And then she also prescribed a vitamin concoction to help with like neuro pain and that kind of thing. So I was very happy with that. I mean, I like anything natural. So I felt like she was listening to me there. And I have taken it upon myself to order wrist braces, because I feel my arms and my wrists very weak, and I feel like they are getting weaker and weaker by the day, and the pain is just increasing. And I have realized that I suffer from a wrist drop on both sides. So like if I want to do this, I can, but it's so painful, and only doing that, elevating my hand like that, now pain is shooting up my arm and it's making me nauseous because of all the pain. So if I keep it in this position, I'm not in as much pain. I'm still in pain, but not as severe. And when I do things, sometimes I can feel my hands curl up, and when I'm walking with things, like I'm moving my scooter and that kind of thing, I always keep my hands in this position, and that's overextending this part of the hand, so that's not very good. And so I thought if I were to get a hand brace, then maybe that could help. So I ordered from Amazon last night, hoping that they're gonna come today. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm gonna try and film a little bit from my appointment with the eye specialist today. If not, I'll update you guys afterwards. But yeah, it's been a whirlwind since I got home, and I'm just very grateful for you guys and your constant support, and I missed you. I feel like we are a little club. And somebody asked me if I have any other MS patients or like people with MS in my area that I've connected to, and that's like I haven't. I don't know anyone personally who has MS. I've only heard about, oh, my friend's aunt have it, or you know, things like that. But I don't have any in my area that I know of. So you guys are very, very, very important to me. I feel like this is my community. So thank you for being part of that. But enough rambling, and let's get on with the day. I've just done my eye tests, and the result was really, really bad. So they are suspecting that I'm having a new attack, perhaps, and they want to admit me. So we did not get the news that we wanted. I'm back home now after my appointment. I was supposed to go back to work, but there was a turn of events. So they did my eye tests and campo visual, like the vision field test, and like the tension in my eyes, and like a handful of different machines. And they said that I have about a 40% vision on my left eye, which is terrible if you compare with the last time I was there in December, when it was almost perfect. So they are now deciding to admit me because they suspect that I'm in fact suffering from an attack. And the funny thing is, it's Wednesday today, and I went in on Monday to the emergency room because I felt that something was wrong. Not with my eye, but with the rest of my body, my arm and all of those things. And just because I did not have sign of infection, they brushed it off and said you can't possibly have a relapse if you don't have an infection, which is completely wrong. And I told this to the eye specialist today, to the doctor, and she was just like... So yeah, she sent me out and she said, as soon as we have a free bed, we will call you. They did call me even before I had the time to leave the parking lot, and they said at 6 o'clock I have to be there and write, or like I have to arrive at 6 o'clock, and they will admit me and I suppose give me an MRI and start steroids. That's what I think is their plan of action. So now I'm home, like panicking to try and organize everything, because I'm sure I would be away for at least 2 days. I need to pack a bag. Like, this has never been a scheduled type of thing before. It's always been an emergency. So this time around I have a couple of hours to prepare, which is great. So I mean, I could pack a toothbrush and like things I would need. You can see that I'm a little bit flushed, a little bit stressed. So like I'm gonna pack a bag of essentials. I'm gonna even bring some entertainment to keep myself occupied while I'm there, and then I having to organize for my mom to take care of my kids while I'm away and things like that. But I did not anticipate this vlog turning into what it's turning into. Yeah, I mean, that's life for an MS patient, I guess. I ran into the pediatrics doctor there that normally is not in that hospital. She's normally more local to where we live. And I managed to talk to her for Hector's sake, because we're still waiting for his appointment for his specialist with like his allergy things. And she was like, what illness is it that you have now? Can you remind me? And I was like, it's multiple sclerosis. And she says, perhaps they need to do some tests on him, like to see if his issues have anything to do with like an autoimmune disease. And I was like, really do not hope that. But I mean, anything she can do to help us, I'm grateful. I told her, I was like, you're an angel. Thank you for, trying so hard. So that's my quick update. I'm sorry for the shaky hand. I'm having a spasm as we speak. But I'm gonna leave you here and I'm gonna pack my bag, and we'll see when I talk to you next. But I'm charging my battery for my camera. But guys, this was not expected. Like, I'm a little bit like, don't know what to think really. The sky opened up. And we are in the car, and we just stopped in Maradona to get some snacks for me and for the kids. So I have something to eat tonight in hospital. And I have a little bit of an anxiety. I don't want to go. I always get so nervous. I don't like it. And I don't want to let go of my children. I don't like to be by myself in the hospital.
Neither.
It's not so fun. It's not my favorite thing to do.
Nobody wants.
I was going this afternoon to get my injections, my last vaccine, but I asked him if we could reschedule because I'm getting admitted, obviously, and I don't want to have to deal with like the side effects of that. So he said that you would probably suffer some fever. So he said it's better that we just reschedule, and I said yes, please. So that's what we're doing. The sun is coming out and we have made it here. Caesar just left and I had a few tears, feeling sorry for myself. I don't like to be here by myself. It's actually raining and the sun is shining, so there should be a little rainbow somewhere maybe. Anyway, I'm checked in to the hospital. I'm waiting. I've done my blood pressure, and I'm now waiting for a gown, and I think they're gonna put a cannula in my arm, and then we'll see if they're gonna do tests this evening or if I'm getting medication straight away. I don't know, but I really do not like to be here by myself. So I might entertain myself by talking to you guys, because I feel a little bit distracted. I feel like I am composing myself a little bit better when I'm talking to you guys. But we'll see what happens. I just do not like to be here. I'll do a little room tour perhaps later. We can try and be cool and be that kind of YouTube person. Anyway.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell.